For me it is very sadly, but even today, living in 21st century, many people doesn't know how the world really works. From ancient times to the present, science has made a lot of progress, especially in last 3 centuries, and I'm very surprised hearing from some people that they think the earth is flat, for example, and other stupid things. It is not a joke, and some says it on national TV. This has been proven in ancient times by the facts such as a round shadow on the moon from the earth during lunar eclipses or ships gradually sinking below the horizon. Population of the world is about 8 billion people now, and education of big part of them is very poor. And I don't mean they should learn to count integrals or perform calculations of energy release during nuclear reactions or something like that, requiring years of training. I mean that people should know basics of the surrounding world, and learn to think and make their conclusions and decisions using facts and logic, and not using only someone's words. If people will do so, we won't hear ever again about financial pyramids, when people believe they get 100% profit doing nothing, or super devices that treat any diseases or something else like that. I think some of you have a question now. Where is my fucking gold? I'm ready to get it now. Okay. I'll tell you as fast as possible. Let's start. But what is actually gold? Today we know it is yellow metal number 79 in periodic table of elements and has atomic weight of 197. It consists of 79 protons and 118 neutrons. But how can it help us? As we know, everything is made of simple substances like iron, carbon, hydrogen and others. In turn, the atoms of simple substances consist of protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons are held in the nucleus of an atom, due to the nuclear forces that are formed as a result of the strong interaction. The stable nucleus of an atom can consist of protons and neutrons in certain proportions, and if they are not observed, the nucleus will decay in an attempt to stabilize. The transformation of a proton into a neutron in the nucleus and vice versa is also a kind of decay. This is somewhat reminiscent of concrete, because if the proportions of sand or cement are not observed in it, then it will turn out to be fragile, and will fall apart at the first load, or even without it. Returning to the atom, the number of protons in an atom corresponds to the ordinal number in the periodic table of elements and determines which simple substance this atom will belong to. For example, if atom consists of 1 proton, it will be an atom of hydrogen. And if an atom has 8 protons in it, it will be oxygen. The number of neutrons can be different in each atom. A stable oxygen atom can contain 8, 9 or 10 neutrons. Okay. Now we roughly understand at the most primitive level how the atom works. Generally there are both natural atoms and atoms synthesized by man. I think plutonium is the most famous of artificially synthesized. But we will start with the world's first artificial transformation of one element into another, produced by Ernest Rutherford and his student Patrick Blackett in 1919 and correctly described by Blackett in 1925. It was the conversion of nitrogen into oxygen. Simplifying the explanation as much as possible, a helium atom consisting of 2 protons and 2 neutrons was launched into a nitrogen atom consisting of 7 protons and 7 neutrons. As a result of the merger, an oxygen atom consisting of 8 protons, 9 neutrons and a hydrogen atom consisting of 1 proton was formed. Why doesn't an atom of 9 protons and 9 neutrons form? Most likely, this is due to the instability of this atom. Now about how plutonium is made. Plutonium can be made of uranium with a nucleus consisting of 92 protons and 146 neutrons, called uranium-238. A neutron is launched into its nucleus, using a particle accelerator resulting in an unstable uranium atom 239 with an additional neutron, which, due to its natural properties, decays into neptunium-239 as a result of beta decay, with the conversion of a neutron into a proton. In turn, Neptunium-239 also decays with the conversion of a neutron into a proton. As a result, plutonium-239 is formed, having 94 protons and 145 neutrons. Finally, now you can easily understand how to make gold. For the first time this has already been done and described in the work called Effective Neutron Capture Cross-Sections by Mercury Isotopes. This worked similarly to the process of making plutonium. A neutron was launched into a mercury atom 196. As a result, unstable mercury-197 was formed with 1 additional neutron, which, as a result of beta decay, formed gold-197. Now you know one of the ways to create gold. Another way is to make gold from other elements, for example by combining boron and tungsten atoms. Exactly boron 11 consisting of 5 protons and 6 neutrons and tungsten 186 consisting of 74 protons and 112 neutrons. By combining their atomic cores, we will get an atom in which there will be 79 protons and 118 neutrons, and it will be gold. You just need to find a way to connect the cores of these elements and that's it. You can also use combinations of other elements. The main thing is that the amount of their protons and neutrons should be the same as in the gold atom. Now you can go and make your own gold. Also don't forget to write it in the comments how much gold you were able to make. But do you really think you need all this gold? Don't you think that the real gold is inside you? It's your knowledge, your thoughts, your ideas, your business. A state when you don't need gold for happiness. There are many examples when wealth fell on people's heads, but did not bring happiness. People won millions of dollars in the lottery, and spent them in a couple of years and acquired more problems than they had before. On the contrary, when you have ideas or projects that are useful to society, and you become happy just by implementing them, gold will come to you by itself. Look for example at Elon Musk or Bill Gates. So, now you can think and decide what kind of gold you really need.